Hi guys, morning. Now I know I haven't done a nail tutorial in a while, so I'm just going to do the thumb finger to show you guys my new set with my new mix that I made, which I call fruit salad. So it's an orange mix and it has green, red glitter in it, and um, also some Fimo fruit slices. And I'm going to do the thumb. I'm going to apply my primer. And I'm going to put 2 coats of that. And I'm using my clear by Diva Collections, and I'm going to be doing a review on the stuff I ordered from them in another video. And the brush I'm using is also from Diva Collections, for those who didn't see the video. And it works very well. And just to give you guys a little bit of info, um, for those who are international and might be interested in purchasing some of their acrylic powder, they are not allowed to post the liquid outside of the US. So I'm using acrylic liquid by Sassy, and I had asked Mr. Navid if he could tell me what kind of liquid would work best with their acrylic powder other than the one it comes with, which they provide. And he said any acrylic liquid can be used as long as it does not have an MMA. It can be used. It still can be used, he said, even though it hasn't the MMA, but it would take longer to dry, and it would probably dry sticky. So I'm adding my Fimo. I'm just going to press it in a bit. Okay. Right. So he said if you're using a acrylic liquid that does having the MMA, your nail will tend to dry a little bit sticky. but preferably a acrylic liquid that doesn't have in the MMA would be best used. And this one I'm using doesn't have in MMA yet, so it's working very well. If you're getting a little shakiness in the video, that's from the table. It's a little on the shaky side. As if you play without football in your house, you should know better. Sorry about that. So there you have it. And the other. Oops, sorry. Oh, that's the right hand. So we're going to let this dry a bit. Then we're going to furnish it. The right hand has already been furled and shaped. So this one can use a little bit right here. I was furling in that part, so I'm just going to fill in that little space. And it's good to go back and check over your work to see if you've missed any little spaces. Nothing wrong with that. No one's perfect. So while we're waiting for this one to dry to a certain point, I'm just going to clean my brush with some brush cleaner by Super Nail. You just want to soak that in there and twist it so the liquid gets all the I'm all tight tongue, sorry. So the liquid gets all between the bristles of the brush. Then you're going to brush out the excess and just wipe it off. And I swirl my brush a bit. Soak it again. And for those of my subscribers who haven't seen me do a video lately, I've been super busy trying to get kids stuff for school. Also, my business has been picking up with the nails. I've been getting some more clients on a regular basis, so that's a good thing. And that's been keeping me busy. So there's the brush. And you want to try to keep your brush when you're wiping it out. Try to keep it in its shape. And I'll just put mine back in the case when it comes in. So now we're going to see if the nail is ready. Yes, it's ready enough to be fried. So I'm going to use so I'm going to use my nail drill. And I don't really have to do too much filing because I didn't put on. You know what? I'm going to use my hand file. So I'm going to shape the sides and the tip. And as you can see, I have it flat on it here, and then I file, I bring it back to slant, so I get like a rounded tip like this one. I'm going to begin to shape the nail as I file. And I like these ones because of the curve. When you're doing the cuticle area, you get a better angle. When you come the corner here, you get a better angle when you're filing the nail bed. What I do, I just take my forefinger and I pull down the side of the skin on my finger like that, and I file. That way I get all down between here. Brush that off. My little cutesy brush. And I'm looking down my nail to make sure that it's rounded and it's even. And on this thumb, the tip of this nail could have used a little more acrylic, but that's okay. I'll leave it like that for now. And when you're doing your nails, the highest part of the nail should always be this part. This is the part where you connect the tip of the false nail to your nail bed, as we call it, the stress point. And every time I do someone's nails or I do my nails, I find I get better at it. So the more practice, the better you get at it. And I know there are a lot of people out there who get very frustrated when they do their nails and they don't come out as good as you want them the first time or the second time or whatever. I used to be one of those persons. I still am one of those persons. But I know that every day you're not going to get the results you want. So I'm filing this nail, and I'm always willing to show if I'm doing a tutorial and I'm doing my nails and I see any imperfections. I'm always willing to show because, as I say, I'm not perfect. And as you can see, my nail needed a little more time to dry properly. So I began to file, and as you can see in this area here, I filed with the acrylic here and here. So my nail is still rough, so I can go back in with my acrylic. I'm just going to use this brush instead of dirtying the other one. So I can go back in with my clear. So my brush a bit, bubbles out. Go back in with my clear and cover that. You just want to take your brush and press from side to side. You can pat it in and then brush. Pat and brush. Pat and brush. That way you know that the areas are being filled in. So I'm just going to put a little extra more there. Even that out and then go over the since I said earlier it could use a little more color. And when you're doing your nails, you don't have to use a lot of acrylic. The most part of your nail that should have the most acrylic, as I said, is the middle part, because I don't like too much acrylic on my nails. So this area should be your highest point. So it would be coming forward in a curve. It should be up and coming down. And this should be your lowest point. So as I said, when this is dried properly, I'm gonna foil it down. And when I put my finger like this, my thumb up to point at myself, and I look at it, it should be lower and then high and then lower again. So it should be like this: lower, high, low. And looking down at it, it is like that. It's low, it's high, and then it's low again. But here, as I'm looking down, here needs to be built up a little more. So I'm going to add And sometimes you will find that you have a lot of acrylic on your nails, but then when you're filing to shape it, some of that can be taken away. But you don't want to put too little, and then when you're doing something with your hands, the nail breaks off, because it can damage your nail bed really bad. I've heard some of the ladies on YouTube talk about it. I've never damaged my nail bed, but I've had my nail broken on me and just had a little split in my natural nail, and it hurts really bad. It's really uncomfortable. So that's it. I'm going to clean this surface. As you can see, this brush is different to the other brush I was using, and it works very well, especially on the toes. So we're going to put that away. And this was supposed to be a really short video, but while we're waiting for this nail to dry, I might as well go ahead and tell you about the products I bought from BBC Beauty Collection. So this one is the 4 ounce, and it's the 4 ounce clear, and it works very well. It works very, very, very well. Usually I use the acrylic by Super Nail. This works very well for me as well. The only other brand I've ever used is by Kiss, and it's not a bad brand. Kiss actually have some nice products, but for me, this Super Nail acrylic works better than Kiss. But now I've discovered this, and to me, this one works better than this one. So I would advise you guys, for those who are looking for a cheap acrylic that works well as well, I would suggest this one. Their prices are reasonable. For me, I had to pay, the shipping is a little pricey because I'm international, so the shipping is a little pricey. But for those of you who live in the US, you would pay, I don't know, depending on how big your order is. I guess it would depend on the shipping. But this clear works very well. I also have the natural and the pink. I haven't used those two as yet because I'm using this one, the nail supply. I'm using this pink, and this pink actually is a pink that I made myself. It was way lighter than this, and what I did was add this pink to it. And how that came to happen, when I'm doing a client and they ask for pink, I mix this pink because this is in its raw state. I mix this with the clear acrylic, and when I'm finished, I have some left over, and I always need a container to use for something else. So I would just take whatever little bit I have and throw it in here and stir it and leave it. So this pink that I have in here, I've done that. The container is usually this size, with this same, a little, about half of this small container, and I will throw it in here, and I've done that about 3 times, and this is the pink I end up with, and it's a very nice pink. So my customers are liking that. So from now on, I'm going to use this pink to mix with the super nail light pink to make it the pink I want. Also, I bought some clear tips as well from Viva Collections, and these work really well. These are the ones I have on now. They work very well. They're a solid. The tip is very solid. It's hard. It can't be bent, and that's what I like about it. So you want to have a tip that has support on its own, as well as when you add the acrylic to it. So let's see if my nail, I think it's a little better. So there's nothing much I really have to do to it because I filled it into shape already. Just want to take down some of it around the cuticle area. And these files also came from Viva Collections. I bought a pack of 50. And one side is 100 grit and the other side is a 180 grit. So now I'm just gonna buff. And I did my toes in the same design as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this video here and I'm going to go ahead and buff the right hand because I haven't as yet. I'll top coat in cuticle oil and I'll take some pictures of my hands and my toes and I'll show you guys later. So have a good day, guys. So have a nice day, guys. Bye.